I'm Adrian Carbajal. Here are your headlines from Central Texas. A Central Texas group of voters and residents are starting the process to recall members of City Council and the mayor. The group says it's clear the people elected to represent them aren't listening after voting to move forward with another data center. Or Juliana Jackson has more on how the community is responding and what comes next.
Just to the council.
Temple City Council voted to approve a new data center last week despite overwhelming opposition to the project at that meeting. This marks the third in the area just from Rowan Digital Infrastructure.
Minimum put a pause on it, and we tried to do that at the City Hall Thursday night, and we were not heard.
Temple resident Carly Bird says she was there in that hours-long public meeting.
The room was full. It was packed outside of the courthouse. It seemed like the City Council was really hearing the citizens. They weren't paying attention. They were looking down. It felt like the respect wasn't mutual.
Residents raised concerns about data center infrastructure, environmental impact, and transparency.
To push these projects through, the lack of response or concern for citizens' thoughts, and the rising temperatures and vanishing lakes, and the discrepancy of wealth between Rowan and the people of this community.
Now that frustration from residents is turning into action to recall city leadership.
They did not vote against putting a pause on the data centers, that we would have to take action and do a recall.
Temple residents are organizing a city government recall with the goal to remove elected officials, starting with a petition drive to collect a required number of signatures from registered voters.
Bipartisan issues, so we have all kinds of people joining, old, young, Republican, Democrat.
Organizers say they expect this to be a long process, but are hoping for change.
Pause of the centers and just to get a baseline testing. And for the citizens to be heard.
The City of Temple says the city is still negotiating with Rowan to include specific mechanisms to protect the city and its resources, and public input is an important part of the process in decision making. Right now at a Central Texas theater, a display holds decades-old wedding dresses and the love stories they stitched together. Our Cindy Walker shows us how the community came together to promote their current play, Dear Jack, Dear Louise, and bring history to life on and off the stage.
From a drama to dozens of dresses.
Only two people in the play, World War II love story.
Temple Civic Theater's Norman Northern said they had an idea to make their play, Dear Jack, Dear Louise, feel real.
I said, oh, wouldn't it be fun if we could find some World War II wedding dresses to do display.
The community's donated wartime wedding dresses, vintage photos, and real-life love stories help bring the story on stage to life.
We have two from World War II.
Love stories, over 80 years old.
1944 to 1960, a 16-year period.
Most with military connections.
As a survivor of Iwo Jima.
Intricate designs and beautiful lace.
During World War II, they shipped all of the lace to Switzerland and had it hidden from the Nazis.
And love amidst war.
Military doctor, and he was stationed in India. All of a sudden, he was coming home for Christmas of 1944, so they put the wedding together in 2 weeks.
Stories lasting generations.
And then here's her daughter wearing it as well with another military wedding.
Like Northern's mother's dress.
We still have the receipt, and it's like $33 worth of entire fabric, thread and all to put it together.
And director.
This is my mother.
Natasha Tollison.
She got married in 1956.
With a doll to match.
Dressed in a replica of her dress from the same fabric. It's happy and it's nostalgic.
More than just a script. Stories of real relationships and sacrifice.
It's just the Americana story and the story of love.
In Temple, Sydney Walker, 6 News.
And those are your headlines from Central Texas.